we go. Good evening, everyone, and we want to welcome you to the regular meeting of the Frankfort Village Board. Tonight is Monday, September 22nd, 2025, and we'll ask our village administrator, Rob Pisha, to take the roll, please.
Mayor Ogle.
Here.
Trustee Ludden.
Here.
Trustee Savaria.
Here.
Trustee Rigoni.
Here.
Trustee Petro.
Here.
Trustee Borelli.
Here.
Attorney Lamore.
Present.
Assistant Administrator Barica.
Present.
Chief Chalepis.
Here.
You have a quorum, Mayor.
All right, thank you, Rob. If everyone would please stand, and we'll say the Pledge of Allegiance. Gentlemen, if you please remove your hats. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. This is always a pleasure for us to swear in a new police officer and welcome somebody else to the Frankfort Police Force, to our village, this community, and serving and protecting the people of Frankfort. Officer Brendan Huffman was raised in St. Charles, Missouri, and graduated from De Smet Jesuit High School in 2014. He credits his parents, Kelly and Mike, along with his stepmother, Nikki, for providing him with every opportunity to pursue his goals. He went on to attend the University of Missouri in Columbia, earning a bachelor's degree in health sciences. Following graduation, Officer Huffman relocated to Frankfort to be closer to his now wife, Shannon. There's a love story in here, too. While in Illinois, he worked as a personal trainer and dock supervisor before deciding to follow in his father's footsteps and pursue a career in law enforcement. Officer Huffman was hired by the Frankfort Police Department in December of 2024 and has successfully completed his initial training requirements. He is committed to serving the residents of Frankfort and looks forward to contributing as a dedicated member of the department. At this time, we invite Officer Huffman and his wife Shannon to come forward for the badge pinning. Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, state your name,
I, Brendan Huffman,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
of police officer
of police officer
for the Village of Frankfort
for the Village of Frankfort
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
And I know you will.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Shannon? You want to pin him now? All right. Wonderful.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, thank you. Officer Huffman, on behalf of the Village of Frankfort and the Village Board and the Frankfort Police Department, I congratulate you on your appointment. We welcome you to the community and wish you a long, safe, and successful career in Frankfort. Thank you. The next item on here is what is known as the unanimous consent agenda. All items on the consent agenda are considered to be routine in nature and will be enacted in one single motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless a board member so requests, in which event that item will be removed from the consent agenda and will be considered separately. At this time, I ask if any members of the board would like to remove items from the consent agenda.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I would like to remove item D1.
Okay, we are removing item D1 for separate consideration. Are there any other?
Yes, Mayor, I would like to remove item D2.
Okay, and we are also removing item D2 for separate consideration after the consent agenda. Are there any other items to be removed from the consent agenda? Okay. Hearing none, can I get a motion and a second to approve the existing consent agenda? Okay, so we have a motion and a second. We're going to go through these items so that those in the audience know what is being voted on. And we will start with we had the approval of the minutes from the regular meeting, September 8th, 2025, and then we'll go to the approval of the bills. We'll go to Trustee Petro.
Thank you, Mayor. Tonight's total bills represent $1,540,139.36. A noteworthy payment is the wastewater treatment plant loan payment in the amount of $1,994,688.51. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. We have some items from the committee of the whole, and the first one, we will go to Trustee Adam Borelli.
Thank you, Mayor. Item C1 is the Police Department HVAC Replacement Bid Award. At the September 8th meeting, the Committee of the Whole reviewed 9 bids for the replacement of 4 rooftop HVAC units at the Police Department located at 20602 Lincoln Way Lane. Moultrie Mechanical submitted the lowest responsible bid in the amount of $84,160. It was the consensus of the Committee of the Whole to forward a recommendation to the Village Board to accept the low bid and award the contract to Moultrie Mechanical. The motion before us tonight is to accept the recommendation of the Committee of the Whole and adopt a resolution authorizing an agreement between the Village of Frankfort and Moultrie Mechanical for the replacement of 4 rooftop HVAC units at the Frankfort Police Department in an amount not to exceed $84,160.00.
Okay, thank you, Trustee. The next item on here, also from the Committee of the Whole, is we'll go to Trustee Rigoni.
Thank you, Mayor. Jackson Creek Sanitary Sewer Cleaning and Televising Bid Award. At its September 8th, 2025 meeting, the Committee of the Whole reviewed 2 bids for the Jackson Creek Sanitary Sewer Cleaning and Televising Project. This project is part of the village's ongoing effort to identify and address sources of inflow and infiltration affecting the village's sanitary sewer system. O'Hare Construction, Inc. submitted the lowest responsible bid in the amount of $178,130. It was the consensus of the Committee of the Whole to forward a recommendation to the Village Board to accept the low bid and award the contract to O'Hare Construction, Inc. The motion is to accept the recommendation of the Committee of the Whole and adopt a resolution authorizing the execution of the contract between the Village of Frankfort and O'Hare Construction, Inc. for Jackson Creek Sanitary Sewer Cleaning and Televising, Basin 2 and Interceptor, in the amount not to exceed $178,130.
Okay, thank you, Trustee. We are jumping now to Plan Commission items, and we will go to item D3, still on the consent agenda, and go to Trustee Savaria.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Item 3 is Celtic Construction, Inc., Building Material Variance 120 Sauk Trail. Applicant John Curley, on behalf of Celtic Construction, Inc., requests a building materials variance to permit the use of James Hardy lap siding and stone on the first floor of a 3,903 square feet single-family home to be constructed on Lot 3 of Linden Grove subdivision. At the September 11, 2025 public hearing, the Plan Commission forwarded a unanimous 5-0 recommendation to the Village Board to approve the variance request. The motion before us is to accept the Plan Commission recommendation, waive the first and second reading, and pass an ordinance granting a building materials variance from the first floor masonry requirement to permit the use of non-masonry materials for the construction of a single-family home on the property located at 120 Sauk Trail, in accordance with the review plans, public testimony, and findings of fact.
Okay, thank you, Trustee Savaria. Next item also from the Plan Commission, item D4, and we'll go to Trustee Petro.
Thank you, Mayor. Also, Celtic Construction, Building Material Variance at 140 Sauk Trail. Applicant John Curley, on behalf of Celtic Construction, requests a building material variance to permit the use of James Hardy lap siding and stone on the first floor of a 3,735 square foot, 2-story single-family home to be constructed on Lot 1 of the Linden Grove subdivision. At the September 11, 2025 public hearing, the Plan Commission forwarded a unanimous recommendation to the Village Board to approve the variance request. The motion before us is to accept the Plan Commission recommendation, waive the first and second readings, and pass an ordinance granting a building material variance from the first floor masonry requirement to permit the use of non-masonry materials for the construction of a single-family home on the property located at 140 Sauk Trail, in accordance with the reviewed plans, public testimony, and findings of fact.
Okay, thank you. Number D5, we'll go to Trustee Borelli.
Thank you, Mayor. is the Southwest Synergy Dance Special Use Permit for indoor recreation. It's at 748-752 Center Road. The applicant, Connie O'Reilly, proposes to operate Southwest Synergy Dance, a dance studio at 748-752 Center Road within the Laraway Center Business Park. To accommodate the proposed business within the B2 Community Business District, the applicant requests the granting of a special use permit for indoor recreation. At the September 11th public hearing, the Plan Commission forwarded a unanimous recommendation to the Village Board to approve the request. The motion before us tonight is to accept the Plan Commission recommendation, waive the first and second readings, and pass an ordinance granting a special use permit for indoor recreation for the property located at 748-752 Center Road to permit the operation of Southwest Synergy Dance in accordance with the reviewed plans, public testimony, findings of fact, and conditioned upon a minimum 15-minute break between studio class times to accommodate parking turnover.
Okay, thank you, trustee. Then item D6, we'll go to trustee Rigoni.
Thank you, Mayor. Ancient Roots Acupuncture Special Use Permit for Massage Establishment at 10850 West Laraway Road, Unit 3W. Ancient Roots Acupuncture PLLC proposes to expand services at its existing acupuncture business to include massage services at 10850 West Laraway Road, Unit 3W, within the Patriot Center. To accommodate the proposed services within the B2 Community Business District, the applicant requests the granting of a special use permit for massage establishment. At its September 11, 2025 public hearing, the Plan Commission forwarded a unanimous 5-0 recommendation to the Village Board to approve the request. The motion before us is to accept the Plan Commission recommendation, waive the first and second readings, and pass an ordinance granting a special use permit for a massage establishment for the property located at 10850 West Laraway Road, Unit 3W, to accommodate the operation of Ancient Roots Acupuncture in accordance with the reviewed plans, public testimony, findings of fact, and subject to compliance with zoning ordinance Article 5, Section C, Part 11-1, use regulations for massage regulations.
Okay. Those are all the items on the consent agenda tonight. 2 items had been removed to be discussed separately. We have a motion and a second, and we'll go to our village administrator, Rob Pisha, for the vote.
Trustee Borelli.
Yes.
Trustee Petro.
Yes.
Trustee Rigoni.
Yes.
Trustee Savaria.
Yes.
Trustee Ledden.
Yes.
Motion carries.
All right, thank you. So item 5A that's on here is the Bingham residence, and we will go to trustee Ledden.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So this item is the Bingham Residence Building Materials Variance located at 202 Larch Road. Property owners Scott and Jacqueline Bingham request a building materials variance to permit the use of LP smart sideboard and batten siding on all first floor elevations of a 3,092 square foot single-family home to be constructed on Lot 117 of the Cruzmark subdivision. At the September 11, 2025 public hearing on the project, the Plan Commission forwarded a split 3-2 vote to the Village Board. Because a favorable recommendation requires 4 affirmative votes, the variance did not receive Plan Commission approval. Consequently, approval of the variance by the Village Board will require a 2/3 affirmative vote of the trustees. The motion before us this evening is to waive the first and second readings and pass an ordinance granting a building material variance from the first floor masonry requirement to permit the use of non-masonry materials for the construction of a single-family home on the property located at 202 Larch Road in accordance with the reviewed plans, public testimony, and the findings of fact. Thank you.
Okay. In order to go to discussion, we need a second on this motion.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Let's begin discussion. Which trustees would like to go first? Trustee Burley?
Thank you, Mayor. I just wanted to say I support the this variance request. I think if you look at the area, it's an older area. Cruzmark is somewhat an extension of downtown. While it doesn't technically fall under the downtown residential guidelines, you know, it's close. And if you just look at the existing area, about a quarter of the houses are siding, or almost all siding. You know, the siding that's being proposed is it's beautiful. It's not, you know, aluminum or vinyl. It's a really nice high quality siding. And frankly, I think stone would kind of take away from the architecture of the house. So I just wanted to express my support for this variance request.
Okay, thank you, trustee. Anyone else like to make comment? Trustee Savaria?
Trustee Borelli actually drove through Cruise Mark. There's a number of houses that just have siding, and if you look at the agenda tonight, Linden Grove, which is basically an extension of Cruise Mark, we just approved 2 variances for this, so.
Mayor, if I
Trustee
may,
Brigoni?
I too took a drive-through, not just the block where I think I counted about 5 that did not have one bit of brick on them, in a variety, as well as then the rest of Cruise Mark, had a number of homes that did not have any brick or stone on them as well, so I am supportive of this.
Yes, trustee Pedro.
So I also would support, I think it's important to look at when the subdivisions were founded, right? And this was founded before the 2001 update that really had the brick and stone. And so I think that I think it's the last remaining lot in that particular area, and it makes good sense for it to align with that material.
Okay. Is there any other? We're good. Okay, then we'll go to the vote. And we'll go to Village Administrator Rob Pisha.
Trustee Sabaria.
Yes.
Trustee Rigoni.
Yes.
Trustee Petro.
Yes.
Trustee Borelli. Yes. Trustee Ledden.
Yes.
Motion
Okay,
carries.
motion carries. All right, thank you, everyone. Now we will go back to the items that were removed from the consent agenda. First of them being item D1, and we'll go to trustee Ledden for the summary.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So this item is the Ozinga Residence Accessory Structure Variances at 82 Lawndale Court. Applicant Justin Ozinga proposes to construct a 420-square-foot greenhouse at 82 Lawndale Court. The property is currently under development with a new 6,100-square-foot single-family residence. The proposed greenhouse would be located behind the home in the northwest corner of the rear yard to accommodate the project within the R2 residential district. The applicant is seeking the following variances: to increase the maximum permitted accessory structure from 144 square feet to 420 square feet, to increase the maximum permitted accessory structure height from 15 feet to 18 feet 9 inches. At the August 14, 2025 public hearing held on the project, the Plan Commission forwarded 2 unanimous recommendations to the Village Board to approve the variance requests. The motion before us this evening is to accept the Plan Commission recommendation, waive the first and second readings, and pass an ordinance granting 2 zoning variances for the property located at 82 Lawndale Court to permit the construction of a greenhouse, an accessory structure size variance from 144 square feet to 420 square feet, and an accessory structure height variance from 15 feet to 18 feet 9 inches in accordance with the reviewed plans, public testimony, and findings of fact.
Okay, that's the motion. We need a second to begin discussion.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second, so we can begin discussion on this item. Who would like to start from the board? Trustee Ledden?
Yeah, I'll start on this one. In reviewing the minutes from the Plan Commission, they cited Article 5, Section D, Part 2B1, and the applicable section seems to be Article 5, Section D, Part 2B2. And so, considering that, it seems that it lacks the sufficient reasoning to move forward with the recommendation that was made.
Okay. Any of the trustees want to weigh in? Trustee Burley?
Yeah, I'd just say, I did spend quite a bit of time kind of researching. We did spend, for years, we were getting lots of accessory structure requests, variance requests. About 2 years ago, a little over 2 years ago, the Plan Commission and the board spent considerable time relooking at that ordinance, and indeed made some changes to it, specifically because we were getting a lot of requests for pergolas and outdoor trellises, all sorts of stuff, outdoor things, and we were getting bogged down with these variance requests, and so we spent some time really thinking about that. And I went back because I had to kind of think about what was discussed or remember what was discussed, and you go back and look at the minutes from the Plan Commission meeting. And if you look at article, the one that Mike cited, section 1, you know, the original language that was proposed to the Plan Commission said accessory structures, including arbors, trellises, pergolas, gazebos, and pool cabanas, like that was going to be, we were going to increase the allowable square footage for those types of structures. And in the minutes, the Plan Commission even suggested adding the word only to that to emphasize that this ordinance is only geared towards those types of structures. And then in the subsequent structure, we prohibited enclosed structures, and including greenhouses. So I think there was a lot of thought, and I just always go back to legislative intent, and it appears to me that the intent here was to exclude those types of structures, specifically, again, enclosed structures. So without changing the ordinance, I can't support the variance request.
Anyone else? Mr. Barr? Nope. Okay. At this time, I think we call for the vote.
Trustee Regano.
No.
Trustee Petro.
Yes.
Trustee Borelli.
No.
Trustee Ludden.
No.
Trustee Sabaria.
No.
Motion fails.
Okay, motion fails. Next item that is on here that was removed for separate consideration is D2, and we will go to Trustee Savaria.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Next item is Quinlan Residence Corner Side Yard Setback Variance, 99 North White Street. Applicant Kimberly Quinlan requests a variance to reduce the required corner side yard setback from 30 feet to 16 feet to allow for the construction of a 14-foot by 30-foot in-ground swimming pool at her residence located in the R2 Single Family Residence District at 99 North White. At the September 11th, 2025 public hearing, the Plan Commission forwarded a split 4-1 recommendation to the Village Board to approve the variance request. The motion before us is to accept the Plan Commission recommendation, waive the first and second readings, and pass an ordinance granting a variance to reduce the required corner side yard setback from 30 feet to 16 feet for the construction of a pool on the property located at 99 North White Street in accordance with the reviewed plans, public testimony, and findings of fact, and subject to screening of the pool equipment from the right-of-way and building department approval.
Okay, thank you. So we have the motion made. We'll need a second before we begin discussion.
Second.
So we have a motion and a second. All right, we'll begin discussion. Anyone that would like to start first? Trustee Regano? Okay.
Thank you, Mayor. With this request, it is a variation into the side yard, corner side yard setback, of which we hold to the same as the front yard setback. Due to the extent of the request at its request of the 14, I believe it's 14 feet, that I think that is too impactful into this side yard setback that we currently have. I would like to see that if there's, I know this lot had many different things, issues with it, concerns and drainage and so forth, which reflects in the increase in the drainage setback on the north side, which was not reflective of what we reviewed here, which we probably would have advised to understand the impact that would be. Looking to see that, is there an opportunity to lessen the impact, lessen the extent of the variation, research to see about the modification of the easement to the north. I know that we're removing some trees, so to see where there might be an opportunity to take that pool and move it further north, to meet the goal would be to meet the intent and meet the required setback at 30 feet.
Trustee Borelli?
Thanks, Mayor. I would share similar concerns that Trustee Regoni brought up. I think, you know, it's not just a minor variance, it's a pretty substantial one and sets a precedent that I'm a little worried about. I agree that, you know, the lots in downtown and the drainage easement that exists, I wonder if it's fully needed, if it could be looked at again to possibly shift that pool north. I would agree and like to see that effort made before this is considered, until I would consider voting yes for it.
Trustee Lynn. Yeah.
I think the only thing I would add is I was on the Plan Commission when they're coming forward and building this house, and that was like in March of 2021. And it's kind of an unusual lot with the public utility that's running through there in the easement. So there were challenges then with where the driveway was going to be and how to position the home on the lot. And so I feel in many ways they did the best that they could. They built a beautiful home there and utilized that lot the best way they could, navigating around those challenges. So I would just keep that in mind as we move to this next step and they want to, add a pool, that it's not a conforming lot, I guess is probably the best way to put it. And that's what we look for when we're talking about variances.
Trustee Sabari? You're good? Trustee Petro?
I recall this lot too. I mean, I think we had a couple different proposals even for this particular lot. I just wanted to clarify, did we already approve that this was less than 15,000 square feet too? Was that one of the variances? Okay, thank you.
Okay. Is there any further discussion by the board?
Did we ask them if there was any wiggle room in the positioning of the swimming pool? I mean, is that something?
I don't know if that came out through the plan commission. I didn't see that reflected in minutes.
Trustee Rigoni?
I didn't see it reflected in the minutes. I did have conversation with staff today and did inquire about whether that easement has been investigated. And it was, to my knowledge, is that it had not been, which causes me to pause to think, is there an opportunity there to move it further north? Maybe not meeting the full extent of it, understanding that it's a substandard lot in some capacity, but is there a way to not have that impact so great along Bowen Avenue, to move it just a little bit further north, if possible?
Yeah, so I'm kind of torn on this one, Mr. Mayor, because to Trustee Ledden's point, it is a non-conforming lot. There is a hardship, which is what we look for. However, it's a large variance, right? So we're basically, cutting it almost in half from 30 to, 16? So I would love to see if there's any wiggle room, if there's any way that they can move it. And I don't know if there's a way we can, if they're here, if we can ask them if they want to postpone the vote to see if that can be done before we make that vote, but.
Sure. This is a pool. It's not the home that's being put into the place, so it's a little different story. The applicant, if the board is amenable to that, or if you want to take a vote. Okay. So that would be, yes, if one please come forward.
Sure. I don't know if I need to write anything here, but I'm Kim Quinlan. I'm the property owner there. And as far as your concern goes with trying to move a public and utility drainage easement, from my knowledge, it's one of the rarest things to do. So we would just take the no as a no if that were the case, because to go back through engineering with Martin and Robinson, and I want to say a lot of this had to do with the village's enforcement of that stormwater management, so that we had proper stormwater management on our property. I mean, it wouldn't be worth it for us to, go tooth and nail. And we had looked at smaller size pools, but at the end of the day, it's a family pool. I just really think, being the corner side yard that we have, there's proper landscape screening that we have plans for, to protect some of that from being in sight. And again, it's just a really wild easement, and you don't see that. As far as I know, there's plenty of people that have corner side yards with in-ground pools. I'm assuming they don't have an easement that runs through the middle of the backyard. And that was kind of news to us too. It popped up in like the final grading surveys. So it wasn't like when we purchased this property or when we were building this property, we knew that that was an easement that was going to be put in place at that time. It was one of the final stages, and that should be mentioned in the Planning Commission notes. So, any questions I can answer?
So the screening that they talk about, is that like
White
arborvitaes
Street,
or?
Bowen, as well as our neighbor to the east of us.
But large, like
Yeah,
arborvitaes or
arborvitaes.
something,
Yeah.
to kind of
Yep.
break it up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because ideally, we would have it directly behind our house as well, and we would fit right into the setback requirements and not have to go through the variance process or have it offset, but we're doing the best we can with what we have.
Okay, and the trees will come out.
The trees have to come out, as much as I don't want to. I was trying to see if we might be able to save one, but we had some people come out, and the root systems are just way too big on the silver maples that they are, that chances are they're gonna die off anyway.
Okay.
Anything else?
Any other questions? of the
No,
applicant?
I guess just a statement, I guess with knowing that we're removing the trees and so forth, which could possibly help with grading if that further, if that's the reason why. I don't know, and I'm not gonna pretend to know.
Yeah.
But my personal is that I would want to investigate if it is the village's requirement for the drainage and something that happened, that we would be able to investigate to see that it is, because it is very extensive, and it came to my surprise because it is not typical, and when we usually do see these come through as subdivisions, it does cause us, brand new subdivisions, it causes us to pause, and our first thing that we say to residents is, or the developers is, where they're gonna ask for pools, they're gonna ask for this, and they're gonna ask for this. So I guess I was a little taken aback to find out that there was a 35-foot, only because that would have been my first precaution is, do we know, what are you looking to do at the rest of it? So with that, and knowing that the 2 trees are coming down, I guess I would also, if, my fellow board members were looking to do it, is that, right now it looks like the landscaping is just kind of straight line. Maybe there's some opportunity to kind of undulate it, make it look so it doesn't look like we're trying to screen something, but yet make it look like it's part of kind of landscape.
Okay. Trustee Burley, you look like you.
No, I am very torn on it. It's so impactful though. It's just the variance is so big, and because of the location of that property, which is a very visible area. I live in downtown. I know a lot of the drainage. It changes a lot, and I don't know what your personal experience is with your yard. If you've seen flooding, there might be an opportunity. I think there's an opportunity to do it a reasonably priced to go look at and see if we can modify that drainage easement. Depending on I don't know what your personal experience is with the drainage there. I mean, because a lot of it's kind of arbitrary. It was my understanding for where that was put. 35 feet is just kind of a guess. It wasn't like surveyed and really dotted out. Plus, there's been changes since the house has been built, and so. I would love to see us put a little bit more effort into seeing if we could push the
If we
pool
can
further north.
change the public utility and drainage easement?
The drainage easement. That would be my preference. It's a big request because of, again, if it was a few feet, that'd be one thing, but 14 feet's a pretty substantial.
I guess my thing is that it's on the Plata survey, so this is legally documented.
Yeah, it would have to be right.
And
right.
so,
you would have to go through.
I
the
mean, it's
engineering.
almost like you're throwing a hardship back on me in order to seek something that just about every other family in a neighborhood would be able to do.
They wouldn't be able to. They wouldn't get this request either.
I think she's saying that she's got a land hardship.
Okay. I mean,
And the other ones do not, so they would be able to.
But, yeah.
Understood. I mean, there is a hardship. It's a substandard lot. It's not it's like 13,900 feet, something like that?
That I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just know that there was a ton of time and money and engineering that went into the stormwater drainage system there. And to me, it seems like a much greater hardship and a much longer process to go that route. If that's what we have to do, then I guess we'll seek that route at some point, but I appreciate your consideration. Anything else?
Now, knowing the history of that lot, there were multiple attempts to build on it. It was very difficult. I remember helping you and getting you involved with our staff to try to find you a buildable solution for the lot. So it's a question, again, for the board, if it's something that the board would like to have revisited later, or to call the vote tonight.
What are we asking of the applicant? Because if we're asking her to go back to her engineers, I kind of agree that's costly. And so what is it that we're looking for the applicant to do?
I would just hope that, I don't know, I think we
Really,
should.
we'll call the vote then.
What's that?
We'll call the vote.
Okay.
Okay. Rob?
Trustee Petro.
No.
Trustee Borelli.
No.
Trustee Ludden.
Yes.
Trustee Sabaria.
Yes.
Trustee Rigoni.
No.
Motion fails.
Motion fails. Okay, thank you. Next item on here is the mayor's report. And first, I'd like to thank my fellow board members, our village staff, and the many residents who joined us for the annual senior breakfast on Wednesday, September 17th. Guests enjoyed a complimentary breakfast, presentations on the village and police department, and a question and answer session with village officials and staff, which is always one of the favorite things. The event was well attended and showcased the strong sense of community we share, and it was just a really great event to have here. Our village's branch collection service for the 2025 season is nearing its conclusion. The final week for the east route will be the week of October 6th, and the final week for the west route will be the week of October 13th. Homewood Disposal will continue yard waste and branch collection through November. Bundled branches and yard waste bags must have a yard waste sticker affixed for pickup by Homewood Disposal. The stickers are available for purchase at the Village Administration Building, Jewel Food Store, Park Ace Hardware, Alsop Nursery, and the Currency Exchange. Join us for the Frankfort Country Market every Sunday through October 26th. It's from 9 a.m. until 1 p.m. in downtown Frankfort. We have nearly 60 vendors each week. I think we've shifted to the fall vendors, some new ones there. I was walking around meeting them this weekend. The market offers a wide variety of items, including fresh produce, flowers, grass-fed beef, eggs, honey, seafood, baked goods, canned foods, pastries, hot food, and much, much more. It's a wonderful market, and we also want to offer our congratulations to the Hickory Creek girls varsity softball on capping off a remarkable season by winning the Illinois Elementary School Association Class 3A state championship this weekend in Normal, Illinois. Led by coaches Mitch Stein and Aaron Nemeth, the Tigers captured their 5th state title. The team clinched the championship with an impressive 11-2 victory over Washington Central. Congratulations to the players, the coaches, and the families who support them on this outstanding achievement. You continue to make us proud, and I think we'll probably invite them here for a celebration in the coming weeks. This past week, the Illinois Municipal League held their annual conference in Chicago, and it's always a fantastic learning experience for us. It's mayors and villages throughout the state that meet. We always take things away. I had the pleasure of moderating a session at the conference over the Safety Act and also Katrina's Law, and the expert for that was Jamie Mosser, who's the Kane County State's Attorney. It's how it impacts our municipalities, especially policing. One of the common themes that was repeated about the Safety Act and these other ones is how poorly those bills are written and the impact on us on the local level. And we see it all the time. In Chicago, it was a failure to prosecute and crime that leaks down into our area. So we need to know what our police are facing. We need to know how to properly fund these and also the liability that's involved in this. So that's all I have for tonight for the mayor's report, and we'll go to board comments, and we'll start with Trustee Ledden.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Congratulations to the Tigers. Look forward to seeing them in an upcoming meeting. With Clerk Schubert not here, I feel obliged to say our next board meeting will be October 6th. We have a committee of the whole meeting on October 8th. we're going to be transitioning to business attire in January of 2027. And one thing I was kind of struggling whether to say this or not, but I guess if we don't start saying it somewhere, I'm not a Jimmy Kimmel fan. I never really watched the show, but I do get concerned. First Amendment, freedom of speech, freedom of assembly, freedom of press. When those start getting taken away, we have to start saying it somewhere. That's not our right, and we as people need to stand up against those types of things. Maybe what he said wasn't appropriate, but he does have the right to say it. So that's all I have for tonight.
Okay, thank you. Trustee Savaria.
Congratulations, Tigers, and that's all I have.
Okay. Trustee Rigoni.
Thank you, Mayor. First, I would like to congratulate Officer Huffman. Again, you had any community to pick to serve, and you selected Frankfort, so I'd like to thank you. I'd also like to thank our police, as well as all those came out for Country Market with a Cop. It was a fantastic event. I got to see firsthand how important that event is, whether it is our adult residents coming out and getting new information, or seeing the smiling faces of our youngest residents who know our police officers, which I think is one of the main goals, that they get to know them and feel comfortable. So I would like to thank them, as well as then congratulate the Hickory Creek softball. I have had the great opportunity of knowing many of the young ladies, as well as see them grow in softball, so it's exciting to see them win. Thank you.
Wonderful. Trustee Petra.
Thank you, Mayor. Also want to congratulate and welcome Officer Huffman to our Frankfort Police Department, and congratulate the Hickory Creek softball team. I had a chance to watch the game on Game Changer, and it was pretty exciting, so I'm looking forward to celebrating with them at an upcoming meeting. I too wanted to comment on the IML conference this year. It's always a great opportunity to come and see different perspectives from the communities around us, whether that's in the Chicagoland area or even learn some different ideas from our rural communities. But I was especially interested in the retail growth and some of the retail strategies that were presented. So some key learnings to bring back to Frankfort, as well as the updates from our state legislators. It's always really good to hear from them what's going on in Springfield that can impact Frankfort. Thank you.
Thank you. Trustee Burley.
Thank you, Mayor. Also like to welcome and congratulate Officer Hoffman, and another shout out to Hickory Creek softball. 28 won this season, second title in 3 years, 5th overall. Coach Stein, Coach Nemeth, they're monsters. They put together a great program, so looking forward to getting them here and congratulating them once again.
Yeah. Wonderful. Thank you. Is there any other business for us? Okay, great. And now we're at the point of the meeting called public comment. Is there anyone in the audience who would like to make a comment before the board tonight? Hearing none, can I get a motion and a second to adjourn?
So moved.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. The meeting is adjourned. Thank you, everyone, and good night.